A young man from North Berwick is dead after an ATV crash in a remote area of Piscataquis County. The Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife says the crash happened on Saturday afternoon around 2 o'clock. Officials say Bruce Kennedy was operating the vehicle without a helmet when he took a turn too fast, lost control, and crashed. Kennedy died at the scene. The investigation continues.
A young man from Falmouth is fighting for his life after crashing his car into a utility pole. It happened in Gorham yesterday morning around 10. Police say Richard Day was driving down a county road when he failed to see a curve and continued straight, striking the pole. He was flown to Maine Medical Center, where he remains in critical condition. If you or someone you know saw that crash, police are asking you to give them a call. That number is on your screen now.
Another young man from New Hampshire could face jail time after more than 14 people called to report him driving erratically here in Maine. State police say they started receiving calls around 3:30 on Saturday afternoon about a driver going more than 100 miles an hour on I-295 near Bodenham. The calls helped troopers track down the vehicle. They eventually pulled him over on I-95 near Waterville. Alexander Forsyth was taken into custody for criminal OUI and criminal speeding. Regular speeding is a civil violation handled with a fine and points on a license, whereas criminal speeding is a misdemeanor charge that requires a court appearance. A man who was detained by ICE in Portland back in January is now finally back home in Maine.
After 7 months, Marcos Gaspar da Silva was released from immigration detention. Our Katie Delaney is here with the latest. Good morning, Katie.
Good morning, Leanne and Sharon. Marcos Gaspar da Silva, who lives in Bridgeton, has now been granted lawful permanent resident status. That's according to the group Lake Region Indivisible. He and his wife arrived at the Portland Jetport to a crowd there to support them just before 11 o'clock last night. Gaspar da Silva was detained during the ICE enforcement surge in January. He had a pending asylum case after fleeing Brazil, and his wife Alex says he had been working and paying taxes in the U.S. Gaspar da Silva and his wife say they are feeling a lot of mixed emotions right now.
I'm so happy for go back home, but I don't feel good. I don't feel like I was waiting for exciting. Like my emotion right now, it's a new for me. I'm still processing everything.
It's hard for us to let our guard down and feel the positivity. We are so grateful for everybody who has assisted us and been there, but we also have a plethora of emotions going on.
Lake Region Indivisible alleges Gaspar da Silva faced inhumane conditions while detained, including undrinkable water. We have asked ICE about this, but have not heard back yet. I'm Katie Delaney, News Center, Maine.
This week in Auburn, the city clerk certified a petition with more than 1,600 valid signatures to ban flock cameras, sending the issue to the city council.
The debate comes as officers in other parts of the country face charges over the misuse of similar surveillance systems. Sierra Rucker from our sister station in Tennessee spoke with an attorney about when that technology can cross the line into an invasion of privacy.
I don't blame citizens for being upset about it and being tracked as they are.
Flock cameras continue to be the center of debate in communities, with concerns over its detailed AI tracking abilities, with a growing number of law enforcement agencies across the country facing misuse of the systems.
So some of these officers that we've seen that have been arrested, where the stories have been released, there were one officer was tracking her ex-boyfriend's current girlfriend, and that would be against the stalking statute in any state of which I'm aware.
The latest in Georgia, a former Polk County police officer arrested for using the flock camera system for non-law enforcement use. Also in Georgia, 5 Albany officers arrested for that same crime, with several other similar cases at departments across the nation.
You can see it in the headlines. We are finding bad cops and holding them accountable.
Flock Safety founder and CEO responding to the growing issue amongst law enforcement. On Thursday, Garrett Langley announcing changes to the platform, including an audit tool intended to flag abnormal search behavior and shortening video and data storage from 30 days to 7.
We think now is the right time to say, look, this should be required. And I would challenge, state regulators to make this a law for all police technology, to have this level of accountability so we can curb police abuse.
I asked Attorney Jones where the line is drawn when it comes to an invasion of privacy.
It's my opinion that the way that the flock cameras, if they're being misused, can be in violation of Georgia statute against the stalking statute. Whether it's police officers or somebody else misusing it, I think it falls under that.
Jones says more protocols need to be in place at departments. For Oglethorpe, Police Chief Keith Sewell tells me their department utilizes a strict policy limiting searching of automatic license plate reader data. In addition, the department conducts periodic reviews of individual officer search histories to verify that data searches were conducted for lawful purposes.
Not to quote Spider-Man, but with great power comes great responsibility. And we need to establish the rules and make sure everybody's comfortable with those rules.